Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So in this video I have actually prepared some very interesting scenario that might be playing out next for Bitcoin. So if you are interested and want to know what exactly could be the next possible scenario for Bitcoin, then definitely watch this video till the end. So starting this analysis by looking at this in a daily time frame, you can see very clearly the price of Bitcoin here was following this descending channel, because every time when we had this price movement towards the upper line area of this descending channel, we got a strong rejection and saw this price pullback type of scenario. And also when the price of Bitcoin was approaching this 40 to 41,000, you can see this upper line again acted as a resistance and we saw this price pullback type of scenario. So now the question here is this price of Bitcoin going to continue here in an upward direction at least towards the upper line area of the descending channel, or is it going to be a potential downward price movement just like here from the past Bitcoin bear section after getting rejection from the upper line area? So for that, what I'm actually going to do is I am going to show you a scenario which is pointing out that the price of Bitcoin should see a movement at least towards the upper line area of this descending channel before choosing an actual trend duration. Because if you would take this Fibonacci retracement from this swing high till this swing low level, guys, you can see this price movement here has showed us that now this movement what we are witnessing is actually showing some sort of a relief rally. But we are aware, we also said that on my yesterday video, if the price of Bitcoin wants to break in upper direction at any cost, what we need is to break out of this upper line area of the descending channel and also out of this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. Because if that is going to happen and find support above it, then there is very likely scenario that we are going to see a possible upper price movement. But getting rejection here from the upper line area and also this 0.5 Fibonacci to 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level could indicate the price here could be seeing a potential downward price movement. Because this scenario here, what we are witnessing, guys, this is known as dead cat bounce, and according to this dead cat bounce pattern here, you can see 0.1, 0.2, we are witnessing this 50% retracement at this current stage. Because right now after this bounce here, you can see we should be heading towards this 0.5 to 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level according to this example. This here is for traditional market, but crypto is very volatile, so we are going to look around this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level that is sitting around 36,500 to 36,600 area. So right now what we want and what this dead cat bounce scenario is also showing us that price here could see a retracement at least towards this 0.5 Fibonacci retracement to 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. So that's why right now this 35 to 36,000 could be on the line before price chooses the trend direction. Because getting rejection here from this 0.5 or this 0.618, you can see then we are going to see a potential downward price movement, because you can see it is going to follow the original trend. So that's why, guys, right now the price of Bitcoin could actually see some sort of a relief rally at least towards this 35 to 36,000 price area. And not just only because of this here in a daily time frame, if you also look at this price structure here, you can see, guys, again here in a daily time frame, yesterday we did talk about this broadening bottom playing out for Bitcoin, because we were aware the lower line here in the past Bitcoin price action always acted as a very strong support line. We were also expecting some sort of a upward movement to play out for Bitcoin, because according to this broadening bottom example, you can see the average gain here to the upside is 27% and the average decline is 15%, and in all together you can see the price breakout duration to the upside is 53% compared to the downside, and downside is 47%. So this here, the broadening bottom was also actually pointing out the price of Bitcoin could see some sort of a movement here in an upward direction, because according to this one here, right, this price movement, we are aware we could be seeing some sort of relief rally before price choosing the trend direction. So at least around this 35 to 36,000, this is where we are expecting price of Bitcoin to come here in upcoming days. And also not just only because of this broadening bottom, I also included this descending broadening wedge playing out for Bitcoin here in a 4-hour time frame. Yesterday we were very clear, because we knew that this upper line which previously acted as a strong resistance, the price was already breaking out of it, and now this pullback you can see again got a strong support from the same line which previously acted as a resistance. So now as you can see, the price of Bitcoin is showing this bullishness. What we want at any cost for now is to break out of this 34,000 resistance line. And why breaking out of this 34,000 resistance line could actually turn the price very bullish is because you can see here, let me delete everything and show to you guys one by one, because if you would monitor this price movement at this current stage, guys, you can see very clearly around this area, right, in a 4-hour time frame, this here is a very nice descending broadening wedge playing out again for Bitcoin, because this lower line here acted as a very strong support line, and the upper line here acted as a very strong resistance line. So since the price of Bitcoin is approaching this line, upper line, we have this descending broadening wedge, you can see if we are going to break out of this line and also find support above this neckline area, right, which is around 34,000, the price of Bitcoin after that could see some very nice impulsive move that could actually bring us around 35 to 36,000 price area, because this descending broadening wedge, inside this descending broadening wedge, there is another scenario which is also pointing out that right now there is a very likely scenario to see some impulsive move playing out for Bitcoin. Because you can see here, if you have watched my video, guys, you know I have showed you many different scenarios, and I've also taught you many different scenarios how to look at this price action, because this here, you can see, also look like a very nice inverse head and shoulder playing out for Bitcoin. So this inverse head and shoulder, we are approaching the neckline area. So that's why I added this descending broadening wedge here, so that it's easier for you guys to understand. Now you can see the neckline is also this upper line area of this descending broadening wedge. So if we would manage to break out of it, right, and find support above this 34,000, then there is a very likely scenario that we are going to see some really nice impulsive move playing out for Bitcoin, because this inverse head and shoulder, and also if you would say, hey, that's not an inverse head and shoulder, I want to look this in a very different way, you can also do that, because according to this price movement, what we are witnessing, let me show you one by one, right, because I want you guys to understand what I'm actually trying to pinpoint here. Call this a 0.2, and this here is 0.3. Now, what I'm actually going to do is take a trend line, because we said we want at any cost the price of Bitcoin to stay above or find support above this $34,000 area, because now this price movement is actually showing us this 1, 2, 3 reversal scenario. So this one movement here, right, and this impulsive move to the upside, according to this example, you can see we got a rejection around 34,000, saw this pullback at this 0.3, and this 0.3 retracement should be at least 38.2%, 50 or 61.8 retracement level. So this here, right, this 0.3, and now price again trying to approach this neckline, which is around 34. You can see if we take the Fibonacci retracement from this swing low till this swing high to find out if this 0.3 did got a rejection at least around this 0.382, you can see exactly around this 0.382 retracement level, we got a support, and now we are bouncing above it. So this here is also playing out very well, and which is also indicating buy on break of resistance at 0.2 area. So that's why right now, if the price here is going to continue here in upper direction, then we want the price of Bitcoin at any cost to stay above this 34,000, and if that's going to happen, then there is a very likely scenario to see another movement here in an upper direction. But what if the price of Bitcoin is going to see this rejection and is not able to break out of it? What we want at any cost is the price to stay above this 33,000 price area, because if the price of Bitcoin is going to fail to break this in upper direction, the 34,000 resistance line, and also according to this we are going to see rejection and a pullback breaking below the support line here to the downside, then this BLX chart, I mean this weekly time frame, along with this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, right, this 30,000 line must not be broken, because if this is going to break this 1.618 support line here to the downside that is sitting on 30,000, then we are going to talk about bearish scenario playing out for Bitcoin. So as long as we are staying above this 30,000 to 32,000, we are going to talk about some relief rally playing out for Bitcoin at least around this 36 to 37,000 price area. So these are some of the scenarios I prepared for you guys in today's video. I hope this video was helpful, and also I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if that's the case, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.